Bonjour, hello, baguette, 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 croissant, la gare, omelette du fromage. Hello. This video here will be a test that I'm going to be using to find out things that will probably be useful for stuff. I would like to begin by simply apologizing for the horrific microphone quality and probably the sound mixing quality, which is going to be an ongoing issue because microphones are expensive. And, well, that's it. There is no end. Microphones are just simply expensive. So, well, sucks to suck. Second order of business here is, I just ate a huge British breakfast full on with eggs, sausages, and steak. It was delicious. So I apologize if I sound like a boomer for Left 4 Dead 2, or just a boomer in general. And that's it. I'm sorry about that. Now, the second thing here is I've been mulling on the Skitari for quite a while and on the build Trolley Problems Mark II. And it's becoming a problem to do this in a version that isn't this video. Explanation for this is rather simple. I have been told to make these, and I have been helped to make these by Bacon and Kilroy and my friend Teldrim, who also told me that I am very weird at explaining things, but given enough time, I tend to explain things in very understandable ways. It just takes me forever to get there because I like to explain every nitty little detail. And the paragraphs that I was writing over my mullings and testings and thinking over Trolley Problem Mark II were getting a little bit long and rambly, like I am doing right now. So I'd rather do it like this. So this is both a test video for me, and for the benefit of the server, if possible, but also to try and explain various things as our approach to gaming and Havoc and all that will change. And I have spent an inordinate amount of time as compared to my compatriots on the server here, simply because I happen to have the time to do it right now, and I happen to have quite a fair bit of knowledge with this class, which is quite expressive. So, the build. This build, Trolley Problem Mark II, saw birth, not this one, not the one on the screen obviously, but saw birth as me trying to squeeze as much as possible out of the Mechanicus power sword, which is a really fun weapon. It's a fantastic weapon. I love the moveset, I love the complexity, but, well, all in all, I cannot recommend this weapon. The reason why is simply, it takes so much to squeeze enough amount of power into it to justify this weapon. Meaning, you'll get, when best played, which is this build here, which is all designed to get the most out of this weapon, you get about maybe 10-20% more melee efficiency, you know, as other build would. But the thing is you pay for it with everything, right? This build has no blitz, it has no nothing, and all you really get is a clumsy weapon that's really fun to use. And so unfortunately, even though, as we see here, this version of the build, Trolley Problem Mark II, the real one, just simply doesn't quite pan out. It's not enough. The weapon just doesn't perform all of that well. And even though I really like it, and I can make it perform, I simply cannot recommend this weapon to an average player. The way to put it here is simply, you'll get more easier out of an other weapon. You'll get more build liberty, you'll get more everything, and it's just a more pleasant experience for people that play the game a little less than I do, which is a fucking lot. And so it's probably better for everybody to steer away from that weapon. Now, what did I find out with this weapon as research? Well, it turns out that I got to what I could call right here Trolley Problem Mark III, which is quite simply just let go of the Mechanicus power sword. Yes, it's a fun weapon. Yes, it's good in the right hand. but it's simply not good enough to justify its own existence. So by letting it go, and also it's a weapon that's tremendously stamina intensive. That thing eats stamina for breakfast. It wants it. It needs stamina. You're going to be pushing enemies. You're going to be setting up your attacks. You're going to be constantly needing that push block to reset your moveset. It's just a hassle. It's just a real hassle. And even though I truly enjoy it, that doesn't mean good. It just means that I'm having fun with it and I can make it work. So by dropping the Mechanicus Power Sword at the benefit of the paired Transonic Blades, I got myself with this build. I enjoy it. It's fantastic. That's the true Trolley Problem Mark II, as the Mark I used the Transonic Blades in the first place. So we could call this 2.5, as 2.0 was using the Mechanicus Power Sword. But again, it's not enough. You get chip damage and whatnot, and when you're playing Havoc, like we did during the weekend on the server, we just don't... It's just not going to work very well. You can make it work, again, right? You can use this, and I've seen people on Havoc 40 using a build that's fairly similar to this, getting all of their results, but these players are even worse than I am. They've got over 3,000 hours gameplay, like that kind of shit, right? It's just... They have so much. They make it work because they're good, not because the weapon is that great. And also, as a final note on the Mechanicus Power Sword, it's bugged. Apparently, the finesse bonus doesn't actually work, which is a fucking big deal, as this weapon is supposed to be very, very powerful with its sweet spot damage on Empowered Strike, with its powered, with the specific moves that it has that you need to get to. That can be difficult in order to get rid of targets quickly. Now, the weapons still work, because it is very powerful, but that just, you know, these things add up, and it creates problems over problems over problems over problems. So we're just going to avoid that for the purposes of this test, and move on to Trolley Problem Mark II 2.5. Now, what I got here is a fantastic build. I have used it on Havoc, and I'm talking all the way up to Havoc 30 so far, and it's doing just fantastic. It is a perfect toolbox build, which brings me to what I want to talk about here, the Skitarii, and the builds, and this build, and the purposes of this video here. This is a very expressive class. This is a toolbox class. And this specific arrangement here, and its variants, which I'm about to get to, is what I enjoy the most out of this build. Now, certain builds, you know, lightning builds, or you have more melee-centric builds, can absolutely work, and I'm soon going to start working on a power overload build using the top and the right-hand side of the tree to just empower the ever-loving crap out of the shock mace that the Skitarii gets, which is named the Art Mole, which will probably be very fun. But right now, for me, this is a hell of a toolbox build. It is fantastic. It does everything short of doing your taxes. If that's what you want, you need to use FOTF on a Zealot, because that thing will do your taxes. What you got here is something fairly damn solid. Now, what you can do with it, and what I want to talk about before I go into a mission here, is you can pop this point, which, yes, I know, it's your crit, but when you think about it, it's 6% crit, except if you're at 0 charges, where it's 10. It's there for you. It will help you. It will help you trigger your Electro Strike Conduit, which is great because it opens up enemies for attacks. It works on bulwarks. It's just overall, right? It's a consistency skill, and consistency is king, and it's something to fall back on whenever you're out of Claw, which is on fast charge here. Now, what I have done during the weekend is pop this skill out on Havoc Weekend and slapped it here. Now, I wouldn't use Purgator Servo Skull if I had a Hive Scum with Goo Grenade, or if I had a Zealot on Flame Grenade, because the purposes of Purgator Servo Skull is just to buy you space so that you can deal with the problems. It tends to kill all of the Poxwalkers in a pinch, in a tight area, when you know you're about to get your back to a wall, and you really don't have any. That's when it comes out, right? it gets in the way of res. It has problems with overlapping controls. I know, I'm aware of all of this, right? I'm aware of the big debate between Mr. E and Reginald here. However, I tend to agree with the Reginald side quite a lot. I know what this grenade is for, and it has proven itself to me time and again. So if you do play with randos, or if you play high havocs, and you don't have anyone that has that kind of skill, take it. It's worth it. If you know when to pull it out, it will, in a pinch, help quite a lot. This thing can solo the heinous rituals. It can absolutely buy you space when you're trying to fight a boss. That's what it's for. You want to always keep some MKII Servo Skull on hand, let's say at least 2, but once or twice, in a pinch, for the small cost of just 1 point, you can slap a Servo Skull and call it a day. Now, that is my version of the build. It has come to my attention that Reginald himself uses an extremely similar version of this that he calls Alpha Primus, which is simply an inversion of what I do. So what I do here, right, is that I have fast claw, but I do not have more powerful claw every time I use it, meaning my ability to nuke bosses or to just extra nuke amidst hordes is diminished at the benefit of using the nature of a thing rather than the number of a thing. Swiping enemies sideways as many times as I need to, or, you know, within reason that is, while having it on fast charge, meaning that I can use my new spheric command a little bit more. It's just a stable version of it, and it's empowered by Mobian Conductor, and it's empowered by Hydraulic Impact, which gives it the power it would otherwise lack. Reginald's approach is to inverse this and use Slice and Dice instead, and gets his damage away from Hydraulic Impact into Capacitory Limitary Overdrive, which stacks with Full Render Creed, and then he pops this little bitch out, and he puts it into System Shock, giving him, probably, because I'm about to test this, the stability that I get from doing it the other way around, and that's, if memory serves, his Alpha Primus build. And I gotta say, I like the cut of his jib. Now, he takes this one out too, I think, and he puts it, where was it? I think it's the crits. Yes. He gets the crits, because he needs the crits to get the System Shock and blah, 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 blah. And also, because he is more powerful, he gets a little bit less damaged, and it is true that 15% toughness over 3 seconds is not all that fancy schmancy, but for me, consistency is king, and I do like to have many ways to get the same thing, as sometimes most of the way I want to get a thing will not be available, which, you know, overlaps and backups, they are very important. There's a word that's supposed to say what I want to say here, but my brain refuses to give it to me, so I'm just gonna move on. What I want to do here is test Alpha Primus to see how it compares to what I do, and I'm gonna do this in a totally rando game, alright? And there's nothing predicted here. I'm just gonna go right into Oryx, and what will happen will happen. And I'm just gonna blab while I do it. Now, something I did notice after playing Havoc with my buddies during the weekend is, Jesus fucking Christ, do teams like to make it harder on themselves. They really do like to just get out there, trigger every freaking spawn line, and just get in the way of themselves. And playing more conservatively and just letting people die instead of killing myself trying to save them, which cascades into dying. Look, the point is, people are readier for Havoc than they think they are. Because your team and how you engage with the problems and the missions as a whole, and just how your tactics and how you play counts for so much more than just raw player skill and just paying attention to what's going on, being on comms with your buddy and just strategizing and listening to the fucking caller when he says back up is tremendously helpful. The people that know what they're doing, and in turn, lift away a lot of the weight of the game just by simply playing better. The group is better than the sum of its parts. And it's just the same for a class like Skitarii, which, when you have all of these backups, all of these fallbacks you can use, you end up with a class that's better than the sum of its parts. The Transonic Blades themselves aren't that great. I adore them, and they're fantastic, but they're not fantastic because they will one-shot anything everywhere, right? You're not a Psyker here on a Blaze Force Greatsword that can just two-shot every elite, including Crushers. You're not. But these things will cleave. These things will do this. These things will do that. I have Noospheric Command, which gives me plus 15% damage on a single target. I have Phosphorus Blast Pistol, which does the same, which in turns means that I have 30% against every target. I can multitask with this shit. I can put fire down if I need to. I have mobility. You get the idea. All of these things come together into a pretty damn solid package. And herein lies the power of this class. Now we're gonna go into a game. I have no idea what's gonna happen. I might do too if we die a little bit too quickly for my liking. But I will comment a little bit on how players play around. And again, this is a test for me, so I will talk about various things. I think I said my piece about Trolley Problem Mark II at this point. And so we will test Alpha Primus for myself, seeing what happens if you have both a slow charge here. Because this thing is only active over 3, and I'm on slow charge, so I'm hoping the weapon will actually help me maintain, but at the same time, I might have problems with some of these things. Like, I don't know what's gonna happen. I have no idea, right? No idea whatsoever. So, we will see. We will see what will happen here. I think his Alpha Primus actually uses this instead of this one, but I really do not like this. Out of all the 3, it's the weakest one. Unless you crit like crazy, and you need to crit. You need to be currently critting for it to do anything, and it's over 5 seconds when this thing exists. It's right here. And this thing also exists. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. But yeah, problem here will be the weapon needs to pan out because I can't claw that much. Because it's going to get in the way of Noospheric Command. So it's just, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to play the game and we're going to judge people and talk about positioning and what's happening, and I'm gonna try to point out situations in which people are just making it way harder on themselves by just rushing and just doing stupid shit. Hell, who knows? Maybe I'm gonna be doing stupid shit. Here we go. And we got a Rolling Steel. Which is hilarious for the purposes of this test. You should make this short and sweet. We'll see what happens. It's a pretty rough mission. When the group doesn't know what it's doing.
Cursed heretics have subverted transit mover RTX590. A powerful bomb now it is, and aimed at the Barbican Gate terminus. Lacking interference or interruption, it will spread toxin and contagion across a sizable portion of sorrowful tertium. First to suffer will be the soul.
The quest for the graphics card.
53rd. Taken the terminus as a staging ground have they. Act now, must we?
I don't know why, it's a bit of a classic at this point. Every first game of the day I do, or just a game with randos, it's always fucking Rolling Steel. I don't know why. This is this quest, this mission, it hounds me. But it serves my purposes today, as this video probably is already like 25 gigabytes. It's ridiculous. I swear to God. Alright, let's go. No, sir, and there's another gunner somewhere. My God, that was a lot. Die, please.
The priming mechanism must return to force. Attend to it.
Our Stark teams are in the air, but will not reach
That is also something I like these fire grenades for, is that they help you not waste grenades. Because grenades are resources spread across the map, and I do hate to waste them. Like, why waste? They're right there. So these little B series grenade, they're not too bad at just like, you know, chuck one out. Why not? Why don't I? We got our friendly neighborhood boss burster.
Get out of my head!
Alright, I think we're good. Let's fucking go. Oh, butt wiggle Reno. There's a rager behind me. Let's ignore him. What could possibly go wrong? Oh my god, there's so many! Alright, let's you know what, let's make use of our friendly neighborhood manslaughter. There you go. Oh no! See, I'm already below level 3. I did pretty generously claw these motherfuckers, but that's kinda why I'm not a huge fan of slow charge claw. It's like, might as well use it, right? It's the whole point of its existence. Right. You're not invited, Mr. Mutant! Go home! Alright, seems like the team is pushing pretty well. I'm happy. Got a friendly neighborhood flame psyker. Alright, let's make more use out of Manstopper. Ha! Time to lose Ferric! Which is yet another thing that I adore out of the Servo Skull Toolkit. It's just fantastic. I love it. You love it. We all love it. Skips the minigame. As we all know, minigames are boring. I wanna fight things. I like the minigames. I like that they exist, but I also like that I can skip them. Pull the lever, Crunk! That's pretty alright. It is very, very slow on the claw recharge, though. I gotta say. I like the weapon. It's a little bit more potent. I can already feel it. Like, I know exactly what Reggie was thinking here. I don't hate it at all. I think it's pretty good, actually. But I would be lying if I said that I kind of like my version more. But I will try this more. I think it's definitely worth a shot. And here I go with the curse of the limp pistol. A little bit of a revolvic dysfunction. Go away, dog. I don't like you. I'm happy with this team. It's usually a fucking nightmare. Die. Die. Oh no! He has a gun! And there you go. Shield out. I really like that. The shock makes my zealot feel inadequate. It does. I'm gonna chuck a little grenade right here because I want to go get the grenade right there. Why not put another one right here because it's funny. And I got grabbed. Whee! Alright. You can die, please. Thank you. Let's go! Well, this is not a great mission to talk about people doing stupid shit and triggering spawn lines they shouldn't, because these people seem to know what the fuck they're doing. Which is nice, mind you. So this will probably just be a sound test bed and all of that. Hell, maybe this microphone isn't even being recorded and I'm talking to myself right now. Which is pretty sad. Die, sir. Let's go do the thing with the stuff. Woo, ammunition. I like ammunition. I swear to God, man, that just blue check mark that I saw there when I shot, I'm pretty sure I hit that guy. I need to figure out what the fuck is going on with this gun hit detection, because it does happen a lot. Still a great gun. Hell, it's in competition to be my favorite over the bolt pistol at this point. It's fantastic. I love it. But it does seem to be a little bit laggy. Alright, here we go. We're gonna throw one of these because why not? Just help us make sure that the horde doesn't get through, while our happy three friends here are making sure that the boss gets eviscerated. Everything fine and dandy, already had half health, I don't even need to look back, and that's a bummer. Bye, sir. Evil man and his evil gun. Well, I gotta say I like my version better. Not gonna lie. And this is it. It is done. I'll still try this over a couple of games, but yeah, so far, what's the point of having a claw if you can never use it? It's, matter of preference, really. We're very close, but I like the cut of his jib. And the rending does work when it's actually there, which is not a whole lot, because I need to not use my power in order to have it, which is, again, an issue I had with Trolley Problem Mark 1. I much rather have the claw than to maybe have a really powerful claw once in a blue moon. Because you need to have a whole lot of stacks of them in order to stack your damage with it. Because if you only ever had the 1 or 2 charges, you're wasting at least 2 of your nodes, which is not a very good idea. That being said, I don't think this build is bad, because that would be saying that Reginald is bad, and he is not. So, probably a skill issue, or an approach issue, or just a matter of preference, really. And so, I guess this closes this test about testing tests, in order to figure out things that might be useful for stuff. I hope I made a point to someone about Trolley Problem Mark 2, which I will be posting very soon, or maybe making an entirely other video about it. I don't fucking know. See y'all, y'all. Have fun and all that jazz.